I met, well, I didn't meet him. Like, there's this one guy. He's from Pennsylvania, I think, an American, and his goal was to learn like Japanese and to be like so good at it that he wants to be like a Japanese person and speaking. Well,
Okay.
uh, so he wanted to become better than a Japanese person. I thought, crazy guy, and he actually accomplished that. Within that 1 year, he became so good and traveled to Japan, got a job at a software company, and he knew more of the language and knew more of the characters than the average Japanese person.
Wow. Okay.
And what he did was, like I said, like he went totally insane. He made everything Japanese in his surrounding, right? Everything. He learned those characters. He put them everywhere. He played the video games. He listened to their music, like everything. And he said, like every second that I didn't talk English to a friend or my family, I took out something that I just immersed myself into it. And because of that crazy full 100% immersion, did he accomplish it so fast? I mean, learning it perfectly in 1 year is an amazing accomplishment, right? And the reason why I tell you this is because this guy is learning, he started learning Mandarin, and he used the same approach to learn that language. And you should really put up the link. His website is called All Japanese All the Time.
Okay. Cool.
But it's also, he always mentions Mandarin, and he has like an archive, and he talks about Mandarin and how he uses like comics and animation to learn that language, right? So super interesting. Pick it up.
Right. Well, now that you're back in Germany, right? So how do you still do? Do you consciously maintain your Japanese there? Do you do exercises? Do you watch TV? Right?
Well, sadly, I don't. Like, that was like 4 or 5 years ago, and that one, the language was like still challenging, and you have to like do it like at least weekly, right?
Right.
And because of what I'm doing now, I don't have like I wouldn't have the time if I wanted to, but I can't have the time because I'm not going to go there anymore, like at least in the next 1 or 2 years. So
Right.
I really need to be like efficient with my time, and right now it's not part of my timeline. I mean, I still watch like animation like crazy, like almost every day. I still understand some, but you know, if you don't learn it, you lose it. And since I haven't really used it in the last 4 years, like, it's gotten downhill pretty much.
Right.
Sad.
I guess it goes back to your explanation that you do need a strong reason for you to like learn and maintain the language, because it's really a living skill, right? It's not like something you learn and you have it forever. It's really, you need to work on
Sadly
it.
not.
Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, what's the biggest challenge you had while learning the language, and how did you overcome it? Like, I guess a lot of people would be interested in learning, because of course it's not as easy as it sounds. Like, yeah, I learned it in a year, but you had to go through a lot of challenges to achieve that kind of level.
Yeah. Okay, here's the number one tip. Fail. Have fun failing. What I mean is that when I learned it, especially in the beginning, I was very reluctant to talk to Japanese people, even though I lived with them. Right. Even after 2 or 3 months, and I knew some sentences, I wouldn't talk to them because I was too embarrassed, right? I said, like, it's still so crappy and I talk to you. And I always say, no, just try it out. And I'm like, no, I can't. Biggest mistake ever, right? Like Benny from the Irish, I met him actually in Berlin a year ago, and he told me that, you know, don't worry about being perfect or getting the grammar right. It's so unimportant. Like, the first moment you learn a new sentence or word, just use it. Yeah. If you have someone you can talk to via Skype or so in that language, it's not like a moron, like an idiot, like a douchebag. It doesn't matter, right? The second you use it, you get a feel for it. And he's the best example. Like, when he started learning German when I met him, and German is a hard-ass language, like one of the most complicated in Europe. Not as complicated as but for European standards, it's complicated. And he learned it like fluently in 3 months, and it was amazing. And he sounded like really funny in the beginning. It's like in English would be like, what, this, what, nah, drink, and I'm like, what? But he didn't care. He was like throwing it in, and after 1 or 2 months, because of doing that every single day, he just got so good at it. So that's it, right? Use it right from the start. Don't worry about something ridiculous. The faster you fail, the faster you will succeed in that language.
Right, right. Very well said. And I think
Yeah, that's the major tip.
another good point would be, even if you haven't used it for 4 to 5 years, I think if you wanted to do it again, it'd take you a lot shorter time to do it. Like, I guess 3 months, like Benny does. You could recall all your Japanese once again, right?
Yeah, well, for the first 2 or 3 weeks, when I want to immerse myself deeply, would be like just like regaining. Yeah, but since I know the system on how to like get into it fast, right? I would need like, I don't know, I would learn like for five times as fast, right? Just because I know how it works. But since I'm not going there, I'm not doing that, but that would be it, right? So you never really lose it, right? It's still hiding in the back of your mind, waiting for you to reactivate it.
Right. Right. All the time, all the immersion, all the effort, it's still there subconsciously. So if ever you want to reactivate it again, it wouldn't take you such a long time anymore. So it wouldn't really be a waste. Like you'd say,
No.
you spend a year, it's still right there, right?
Yeah, and well, listen, it's good for many things. You know, I understood their culture through their language.
Right.
I actually understood what people were talking about in those animation movies, and it was pretty crazy. Like the way they talk. But anyway, so you learn a lot about the culture. You expanded your intelligence. You know, you broadened your mind. So it's never learning languages is never a loss. It's always a gain. Even if you don't plan on using that language forever. Like I never regret learning that language. Never.
Great, awesome. So I guess there's so much to learn from this interview that I guess it's enough for today. And maybe um, I just like to give a big thank you to you, Mars, for taking the time to share your experience. And I'm sure you're gonna be able to help plenty of people learning well in Mandarin and probably in the future in Japanese.
Well, if that happens, that would be awesome. Like more people should learn those languages. You know,
Right.
Asian languages are so important nowadays, and you'd be a fool if you don't learn at least one of them.
Right, I agree. And maybe if some of our viewers would want to get in touch with you and know some of your services and get to know you, where could they reach you?
So, like the two best ways are actually via email or Twitter.
Yeah.
Email is marsdorian@gmail.com,
Okay.
and my Twitter is simply @marsdorian. And Mars is like the red planet, and Dorian like Dorian Gray.
Right,
So easy,
Right.
easy peasy.
Right. Okay, so hey, thanks again, man. So hey, if maybe there's some more readers who want to get in touch with you, I'll hook them up with you, and hey, maybe we can do this again sometime.
Go for it, you know. And if they have any questions, like just go for it. Don't worry, I don't. Like if you have no matter how ridiculous you think the question is, just shoot them at me. I answer them like a warrior.
Right. And you'll know more about his warrior spirit when you visit his website, right? marsdorian.com, is that right?
That's right.
Cool. So, thanks for watching, everyone. It's this Money in Mandarin.
Sayonara.
Yeah, sayonara from Mars Dorian. Bye.